You are about to see and hear one of the most significant messages given to us from God.
Yo, it's your boy BZ back again with the Epyon Royal podcast. To my left,
Salto, short and sweet.
And to my right,
what's good, everybody? It's your boy Nando, aka Illuminando, aka Yo Granddaddy, because that's what your mama call me. Your mama call me Daddy. That makes me your granddaddy. You understand?
Today's podcast is gonna be a little different. Last podcast was super long. We're really trying to boil these down, make them a little shorter. So we are making this podcast 30 minutes.
You ain't gotta tell nobody, we just on it.
Well, sometimes you gotta let people know, because when you go from an hour 20 to 30, we gotta let them know it's not because we're slacking.
Oh, of course it's not. It's all quality as opposed to quantity.
And we only get 100 viewers, so we gotta make sure they know we appreciate them and let them know what's going on with our scheduled broadcast. But today, I just kind of wanted to keep the topic like not really anything about Epyon Royal, just kind of things we want to do this summer. It could be with the brand, but you know, because I got a lot of big stuff I want to do this year and that I will do this year. And I know you guys do too. And I think, I don't know, I want to know what you guys are up to, what you guys hope to accomplish. Nando, what do you want to do this summer, man?
I want to do a lot of different things. I'm going to talk about two specific things. I'm going to talk about what I want to do for myself personally and what I want to do for everybody else. What I want to do personally, like I was explaining to y'all a little bit earlier, you know, I just want to be able to have respect in the most physical form. And let me define that shit. What I mean is, I want, no matter what anybody else thinks of me, they have to move around me the way I move, because what I'm doing is too 100 for you to do it any other way around. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to be in a space where no matter what anybody think about what I'm doing, think or want to do, if you hate me, that's cool. Because haters is going to be able to build what I'm doing. If you want to be a supporter, that's great. That's awesome. You're going to be able to help doing what I'm doing. If you don't care what I'm doing, that's dope. Because in my opinion, you just out the way. And that means I can do whatever I want to do. And man, I just feel like a lot of people right now, like with social media, with the news, with just the way this country ran, I feel like a lot of people got like heightened anxiety. They got heightened depression. And everybody just looking for stuff that's really not that important. But if you look for what is important, then every single day is a vacation. Every single day is fun. You know what I'm saying? Even though you might be struggling, even though you might be working really, really hard, you can find that silver lining. You can find something in your life that's like dope and that's fun and that's creative and that can make you happy. And that's what I'm looking for. Like, personally, I'm looking for that respect to where can't nobody mess up what make me happy. And I don't want to be in nobody else's way of what make them happy. You know what I'm saying? That's personally what I want to do for myself. And for everybody else, I want to be the person that can help you do that for yourself. When y'all was like, yo, let's do this podcast. And I was like, bet, this is a good idea. I could have just sat back like, all right, I'm ready when y'all are. You know what I'm saying? I could have been like, whenever y'all get the mics and whenever y'all ready to do this, we can do this. But as soon as y'all was like, let's do a podcast, I was like, okay, I think I can develop this with my own resources and create a space where everybody or anybody who's involved with this can express themselves how they want to and move in that space where I'm at right now. Where like, I don't care what you think about what I say, do. Anything involved with me is what I want to do. And anything and everything that I'm doing right now is pushing me towards happiness. And if it ain't pushing me towards happiness, I'm happy right now. You know what I'm saying? And I want to do that for everybody. That's why I say I'm your granddaddy. You know what I'm saying? Because my grandfather instilled that in me. You know what I'm saying? My grandfather passed away when I was about 12. And everything he ever did up until then is stuff that I hold golden to this day. So that's why I be like, I'm your granddaddy. Because I try to be that how he was for everybody else, because he kept it 100. He was very, very honest. But at the same time, you can go to his house and get a pair of clothes, get some clothes, get some food. Like, he could feed you and teach you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to do. I want to get to a space where it's like, oh, you got something to say? Important? I got a platform where you can come and say it, and thousands of people gonna hear it. You know what I'm saying? And I want to create a platform where a bunch of people can do what they want to do and get out there. Because right now, I mean, the internet, yes, play that. You know what I'm saying?
F Granddad.
No. I am, no. Who was that? Hey, shout out Boondocks. One of the greatest TV shows of all time.
Ever.
Of all time.
Hey, F Granddad.
That shit was hilarious. Yes, bro. That's one of my favorite TV shows of all time.
They moved across the street and Granddad was tripping, so they made a diss song about Granddad.
Yep.
You saw that shit?
I seen all of it.
But yeah, see, Boondocks, right then and there, right there. You see how at the end of the day, Riley and Huey live with Granddad. They live in his house. Like, you can like Huey or Riley. You can like whichever one you like. You can do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, they both supported by Granddad.
Shout out to Granddad.
Shout out to Granddad. Granddad make it possible for you to do what you want to do, and that's what I want to do. I don't even want to do what I want to do all the way, because I can do that myself. I don't need you to help me do what I want to do. I want to be the person to help you do what you want to do.
A pimp named Slickback.
A pimp named Slickback. You gotta say the whole thing.
The whole name.
Like a Tribe Called Quest. You gotta say the whole thing.
The whole damn name. You gotta say the whole name. Alright, anyways, back to the series. What are some things that you want to do differently this year to actually achieve those kind of levels of elevated happiness or like fulfillment? Like, are you doing anything different? I know we're doing a podcast. That's obviously one step in the right direction, but is there anything else you want to get into that's, you know, more kind of self-expressive this year?
For the longest, I always wanted to make beats. I always make beats. Like, it's always like, you know, it's always been a hobby of mine to make beats, like just random beats and shit. But because I'm just so honestly intimidated by my idols that I know whatever I'm doing is nothing compared to the people I admire. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, that's something I'm working through. I'm trying to get to a point where I just like what I'm doing and don't compare myself too much to other people. But man, just like I remember you were saying earlier about, you know, music and content, like being able to have music that don't cost you much, or, you know, somebody scoring your film and your vlogs and stuff. That's something I want to learn how to do. That's something I've been wanting to learn how to do.
That'd be dope.
And now I'm getting the equipment and the software and the different stuff to be able to do that now.
I want to interrupt for a second. One of the things that I at least just want to touch base real quick on is what you had said about being intimidated by the people that you look up to. Mm-hmm. Get rid of that.
I'm trying. That's what I was telling you. I'm trying.
Let me explain.
It's a work in progress.
I know, but let me explain. There's a couple reasons why you got to get rid of that. So the first thing is never, ever disrespect small beginnings. All of those people that are great, it's a skill. They weren't born like that.
Facts.
They all started right where you're at. Every single one of them. I use my journey with music. Like, I've been playing guitar probably going on like 14 years now. Mm-hmm. When I first started, you'd think I could like rip solos and shit like I do now.
Right.
Hell no. I didn't even know how to tune the damn thing for the first 18 months. My dad used to get so mad at me because I'd sit there trying to play Coheed and Cambria all out of tune. And like, how can you play it like that? And now look at me. Like, I have people that, even though I don't really do anything with it now, I still get people in like bands that I know like hit me up to do tech work for them. A dude that didn't even know how to tune his guitars is like setting people's guitars up.
That's what's up.
So you have to always appreciate the small beginnings. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is you can't always don't compare your beginning to the story to somebody's middle or somebody's end. You can't do that. Like, they're at a way different part of the story. That's like if you and I were to start reading a book and I was like 7 chapters in and we started comparing our knowledge on the book. It just wouldn't make sense. I know more because I got through the stuff before you did. So that's all I wanted to touch on that, because if you keep the shit up, you can get to where they're at, or even if that's not your goal is to get where they're at, you can get where you want to be at with it. So go ahead, continue. I just wanted to step in and
I appreciate
throw that in
there. Thanks, Uncle Doug.
I appreciate that, because pretty much that's where I'm at right now. Like, it's me. That's why I was even able to articulate that, because I realized that, like, I'm like, yo, I'm tripping about being as good as the people that inspired me to even do this shit in the first place, when all of them was whack at first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point they didn't know how to do what they do now. Like, if you like, they didn't know how to tie their shoes at one point. So I'm pretty sure they learned that at some point, and then they learned all the skills they know too. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm at a point where I'm just trying to hone in on my skills, on the things that I really like doing, and get to a point where where I know I'm valuable, and I'm producing something that's not only just valuable, but it's just like, it's something that I like doing. It's a passion. It's something I want. Man, listen, I want to let y'all know something. Podcast listeners,
Boss, why you so stinky?
This is something I have to deal with every single podcast.
Why you?
I want everybody at the sound of my voice to go to ERSS Boss at ERSS Boss on Instagram. Is it an underscore on there?
No.
ERSS BOSS. Look how beautiful and cute this dog is. Okay. Boss man is handsome. He's just he's well mannered. He's cute. He got dope like stripes. He almost like pit bull stripes, but he's not a pit bull. You know what I'm saying?
But his butt stinks.
But this motherfucker stink.
He doesn't stink, bro.
Fuck that.
He just farts a lot.
No, this motherfucker is.
Smell his back.
No. This motherfucker poop.
Smells back.
That ain't got nothing. That's not what I'm talking about. Of course, we know his physical body smell fine because you wash him.
All I can smell is the fart still.
Exactly.
No, he has good shampoo and I bathe him. Look at this.
Yeah, I'm not saying
that's not what I'm saying.
I'm not saying hygienically he stinks. We're saying that this motherfucker, he farts like every 30 seconds.
And it smells like a grown man fart. Like a Taco Bell eating ass motherfucker.
Exactly.
Man, with the
I thought it was you.
Gel in it?
Mm-hmm.
I still think it's you, real talk, but you know, you can blame it on your dog if you want to.
If it was me, you would know, fam. And I would announce it for
Woo. Anyways.
Anyways.
As far as this year goes, man, I just want to even on both sides, when it comes to what I want to do for me personally and what I want to do for other people, the through line that I draw is I just want to focus and be consistent, because I'm good at having dope ideas and I'm good at starting shit, terrible at finishing them. So it's just about just being consistent and sticking to what I know is dope, because I've started and stopped a lot of dope shit that if I would have kept doing them when I was doing them, I'd probably be a millionaire by now. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people feel like that. Like, there's a lot of stuff they were doing or they should have been doing for longer, and they could be beasting by now if they would have stuck to it. So this podcasting and all the other shit that I'm doing right now is stuff that I'm just, not only that I'm gonna start, but I'm just trying to make sure I dedicate myself to be consistent with it, and I know I'll succeed off that.
It comes down to making a decision. That's actually, I was just thinking about that earlier today. I was driving around. The biggest thing is a lot of people don't really understand what a decision really is, and most people don't understand that a true decision, when you actually decide something, is permanent. Most people don't decide to actually do something. They decide to start something. When you decide to do something, it's like almost a freeing thing, because basically what I think a decision is you are pre-planning for hiccups and failures along the way, but you are choosing how you're going to react ahead of time.
Yes.
Like, I always think about it like with Tim and Epyon Royal. He made the decision to run a clothing brand. Not to start, not to end, to run a clothing brand. He made that decision up front. So when all of the bad stuff happens, when all the mistakes happen, because he can look back and say, I made this decision, he already knew how he was going to react. When the bad shit happens, there isn't that fear of the unknown that stops people from continuing, because at the end of the day, if he doesn't know what's going on, he's like, okay, well, I'm running a clothing brand. I still got to run it's like if you were to look at like a whole forest full of like just bad shit and darkness, making the decision is like brightening it up, and you just got a little bit of shadows. You can still see a little bit of that light, and you can still see all some of the details and figure it out along the way. So that's what I think. I think you're at the point now where you're beginning to make decisions.
Facts.
And that's what it is.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
I'm making real decisions. Everybody else make them for you or influence them.
Yes.
Because sometimes
because I've never really been the type of person to have people make decisions for me. But my decisions that I would make for myself would get derailed by other people's influence, and that's pretty much what I'm cutting out right now. They weren't
decisions.
Or sometimes a lot of times that I've seen, people that are afraid of risk will keep people around them to dial them down all the time, so they like don't make those decisions. Whereas like if you're someone like me that just acts on impulse, I actually don't like those people around me. I like the people that like are excited about the shit I do, because I've already put the forethought into how it's gonna go well, how it's gonna go poorly. Like if something doesn't sell out, what am I gonna do with the leftover inventory? Because most of the time everything I put out sells out. We don't really do too much clearance. We're always reprinting the same stuff because people keep buying it. So it's like, I don't know, you just gotta have that tenacity.
Making a decision.
Yeah, you just gotta think for yourself. And if you keep people around you that like protect you, and like they're types of people that don't take big risks, you look at the rewards they have, and they probably might be better rewards than you just because they're older. Like if you live another 30 years, you'll have twice as much as you have now, but it's going to take you another 30 years to get it. Does that make sense? Or you could have 20% now and find some kind of pleasure in that rather than always comparing yourself. But yeah, that's why like I was like in a relationship where the person always tried to dial me back. Oh, don't do that, don't do this. And I would like take their consideration, but when the relationship ended, I just started doing everything I wanted to, and I feel like the product has like gone way better and more concise, and the plan is more straightforward, and the scalability is more realistic to me. Like I'm more comfortable finding my niche here and developing that with like all the people that I live around and the people that I come in contact with in the city, rather than chase that lofty goal of like, oh, I gotta have this brand be this, I gotta do that. If it becomes that through my efforts, then that's cool. But if it becomes the biggest brand in Michigan, cool. If it becomes the biggest brand in Detroit, cool. If I'm top 3 of the biggest brands in the city, that's cool too. If I'm top 10, that's cool too, because nothing changed. Because I'm still doing what I want to do, and I'm still doing what I feel like I have to do to accomplish the things that I claim to want,
Exactly.
And sometimes the closest people near you are the ones that, it's like they're worried about you. They don't want you to spend $3,000 on like opening like a little barbershop, because $3,000 is a lot for some people. Maybe it takes a whole month and a half or 2 months for some people to earn that. 3 months, you never know. But yeah, you just gotta feel like you just gotta do what you want to do, really. Exactly. That's kind of the crux of everything.
Yeah, bro. And that's where I'm at. Like, I'm at a space where it's like, you know what? No matter what I do, when I make the, like you said, the decision, like real decision to do what I want to do, I can't let nobody or nothing stop me from doing that. Or knock my, knock my emotion or my ego off to the point where I'm like worried about what somebody else think. Like, if you can't feed me, you can't lead me. That's how I'm really thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't invest in what I'm doing, then your opinion means nothing.
And that's just like what I always told Doug, like back in the day when we were in the music scene and we'd like get all this drama with other clothing company people. I'd always tell them like, there's no way they're gonna stop what we're doing because I work twice as hard as they do. And when you want to dethrone somebody else or throw them off their path, you gotta work probably 2 or 3 times harder than the person you're trying to dethrone just to dethrone them. So while you're sitting around worried about your competition and how you're going to snake your way to their position, it's like they're just worried about selling. And while you're worried about somebody else, you're not worried about you. And I think that translates into a lot more than just business. I think that's how a lot of people are, you know. They're watching the boat go by, realizing they missed the ferry to get to the cruise ship. Not only did they miss the ferry, but now the actual cruise ship's pulling off, and they lived their whole life just trying to swim behind it, and they're just fucking always watching people eat on a cruise ship, always watching people dress fancy. They're cold. People on a cruise ship are warm. It's like their whole life. I'm saying, fuck that. I'll live on an island by myself and make peace with these coconuts before I compromise my dignity and chase that cruise ship.
Boy, you was going off right there. Boy, you was dropping them gems right now.
Yeah, no, that was good. That was good.
But yeah, that's real shit. That's dope. Yeah, that's it. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much wrapped it up exactly how I wanted to say it, bro.
Hey, Big K, don't put hot glue on these bottles no more. This shit's gross.
Hey, first of all, stop buying big. What's it say? What that say? Diet citrus. You Big K diet shit. First of all,
this hot
where is a Big K at? You going to the one on grass shit?
No, I go to the Kroger over here, bro. Come on, bro.
Which Kroger? There's like...
No, that's a Big K. What's up? Big K is Big not Kroger.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
What? Oh, you gonna talk shit about Big Kroger?
I ain't never bought no Big K from no Kroger.
Big K is Kroger, guaranteed.
Yeah, you gotta tap in.
I thought, maybe I'm tripping because I thought that was
what you think the K stands for?
Wait, I thought that was Kmart, and remember they had like Big K and Super K. And I thought them didn't exist anymore.
No, listen, Kmart never got to the level of having their own brand shit. They sold out. All those CEOs were like, hell, fuck it, let's all make some more money.
I remember that shit.
Like taking private jets all week. I'm like, damn, it's like $50,000 for one private jet ride. You even own this shit? Like, damn.
Well, I don't buy pop no more, so I wouldn't even know regardless.
Oh, is that
I don't buy soda.
Well, I'm drinking a diet citrus drop, bro.
Well, diet.
This is the first soda I bought since last week, bro.
Ooh, all week.
Yeah.
7 days.
Yeah, and I've been drinking water.
You ain't been drinking no damn water. You've been putting in bullshit ass vitamins in your water.
Yeah, I do.
Them shits is disgusting.
That's why I can run faster than you.
You cannot. Well, you might.
Barefoot, I'm a gazelle, fam.
Hey.
You see these quads over here?
I believe you.
I didn't skip calf day.
I don't run, I shoot.
We can do both.
No, you can't.
Like Law and Order, they're running across the... Hey, no,
you're running and shooting at the same time.
Yeah, that's what they do. They're like running on the roof of the building, like a 40-year-old woman jumps off a fucking 30-story building to a 20-story building and then does a barrel roll and like takes 3 shots, hits the guy in the leg, and they take him in for questioning. Come on, bro.
We all know what Tim's been doing with his time.
He's talking about some superhero shit.
No, that's Law and Order.
No, he's 100% right. I've seen enough Law and Order. Bro. I know.
My mom loves that show.
I know. I used to watch hella SVU.
Shout out to Law and Order, but yeah, that's the whole show starts like that every time. A criminal running on a roof. You know, what's her name? Fucking Bridget. Well, I don't know what her name is. Middle-aged woman jumps up. Like, this lady can't even get out of the bed without doing a few stretches, man. She is not jumping off the Empire State Building and landing on, like, the bodega and the barrel roll.
Oh, yeah. She got on, like, I see what you're saying. She got on, like, them boots and, like, a leather trench coat and shit.
And then it's like, bitch. Like a Chinese barbershop or something. Like, why is this Chinese barbershop on the 8th floor of this dilapidated building, bro?
And she shoot my mans with, like, the most perfect stance. She got both arms up. She got both hands on the gun. It's right, like, ain't no way you would even... Outright, right after a barrel roll, too. Yeah. Ain't no way you would have hit his ass. Shooting like you in a damn range at this motherfucker.
Law and Order. I can see it like Law and Order YouTube, like YouTube. Law and Order gun chase, like boom. It's like the
17 pages.
Every episode starts with that. Like, yo, these cops are barely busting crime out here, man. They're just writing tickets. They're definitely not jumping off no building for nobody.
Nope.
Come on, they make $35,000 a year and have to harass taxpayers. Man, we gotta cut that part out. Hold on.
No, we don't.
I forgot we were even on a podcast.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
I do the fun with it anyway.
I'm leaving it in. You
Bro, I keep forgetting we're even doing a podcast anyway.
Anyways.
That's fun, though. Doug, what do you want to get into this year?
I've got a lot of stuff. So, obviously, as anybody that's followed the podcast so far and anybody who's close to us knows, I've been getting really into, I've officially started calling it my media company, because there's so many things that I want to do with it. So I started doing photography, started my YouTube channel and doing the vlog. I've been doing a lot of shoots, gotten a lot of business going on with that. And I think over the last week since we did the last podcast is where I kind of really honed in and decided that another thing that I want to do is more actual like filmmaking. So a big goal that I have is working on doing stuff like that, on top of building my actual photography side of the business, because that's something that I really enjoy doing. Even though it is a very saturated market, everybody in their fucking granddaddy's got a camera nowadays. Like, that's all I see on Facebook and stuff. It's all right though, because like I actually like that though. I like that it's becoming something that is a forefronted passion for a lot of people, because that's something that I've also been wanting to do. Is I want to work with more people in that field, and surround myself with some people that are passionate about what I'm passionate about and what I've been kind of delving myself into. So over this year, I know I want to do a lot more photography business. I want to do some filmmaking. I'm talking to I'm actually doing a shoot with a local rapper tomorrow, and we're talking about also ending up maybe doing some like music video stuff for him too, on top of my own vlog. I got
shout him out, shit. Who shout him out.
Yeah, he's gonna buy a shirt. What's his rap name?
Machete Stan.
Hey, Machete Stan, thank you for buying a t-shirt from us, man.
Yeah. So he's been a good friend of mine for a really long time. And he finally just like started, he knew I was getting into the photography stuff, and we finally got this set up. We're going to be shooting tomorrow and doing a couple cool things with that.
Make a movie.
What?
Make a full hour-long documentary on Epyon Royal this summer. In the Easter market and all that. Like, start riding with me in the morning, and then we just get all that early morning stuff, the drama, the behind the scenes. We're showing like a genuine insight into the brand. Yeah. Like a long form kind of like, you know, when they do those Warped Tour things where they like follow somebody the whole Warped Tour, and then at the very end, you know, I think that would be a huge, I think that would be like a very difficult challenge. And it's a lot of like, if you actually film what you need, it's a lot of footage, and there's a lot of sound, and like, you know,
it'd take a long time for me. Yeah, exactly.
But I think we go through so much, especially being in the city, like just us two in the city with the business and the people that we meet and the stories that we hear. Like, there's so much you can pull from that, and like not even just create a narrative, but like illustrate the narrative that already exists, that we are already a part of. Because I think some people, that when they see the brand and they see how, oh, it has Detroit on stuff and this and that, it's like, that's because we love it, and that's because that's where we're from. That's because the great people that support it. Like, we didn't even start doing that many Detroit designs till we started being more involved locally with feet on the ground in the city, not just online, but like getting influenced by our customers and like
the culture,
you know, increasing like our desire to make better products for them too. You know, I think all of these things kind of can tell the story. And you already have I mean, we're about to start the spring, summer season. You're going to be there every weekend anyway. And, you know, we get up super early, we ride the bird scooters. Like, there's Teddy. There's so many people that, like, can be part of this narrative. Yeah. And it's, like, just there. You know, you don't have to seek it out. You don't have to, like, set up shoots and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And you could create, like, a really compelling, like, piece of, what's it called? Granted, it's about me and what we're doing, but still, I mean... You know what I mean?
No, that's definitely been something I've thought about doing too, is a little bit more actual like filming with the brand too. So yeah, I think that's something that I do want to get going. I'd be down to do that. I think what I would want to also do though is that investment into that new gear I'm doing pretty soon. Once that happens, that's when I'll definitely be down to start doing that. The biggest thing is there's a few key pieces I want to invest in just for my video side, because right now all the money that I've invested into my setup has been mostly for the photography stuff. We've talked about that a few times. I mean, my camera is shit for video, but it gets the job done. Not saying that you need the top equipment to be able to actually put out good content. The story trumps everything. But yeah, no, I'm definitely down to do that. Like I said, I want to do a little bit more filmmaking stuff. That's something that'd be really cool. More narrative about the actual brand. Doing more work for people that I know. I've kind of started getting a hit list going of businesses I want to contact too. There's a couple local businesses that I know that I'd love to try to partner with, do some work for, and really just delve into that. That's something that I've been paying a lot more attention to the last like 2-3 weeks, is more filmmaking, not just photography. And I have been just like itching to go for it. So that's something I'm going to really push to try to make happen over the course of this year, is a little bit more actual film work. On top of just, I mean, like I said earlier, I don't ever want to stop learning. And that's something that I've really developed over the last year of my life, ever since I became self-employed. And me and Tim were talking about it a little earlier while you were getting all set up, Fernando, is I'm finally at a point where after a year of being self-employed, I finally feel like my head's above water. I kind of getting the motions going of what I'm doing, what I want to do, what my goals are, where I want to be, and where I want to take me in the future. Yeah. And I spent a lot more time the last like month honing in on what it is I really want to do, and that's a big portion of it. Yeah. Like, I think it'd be cool as hell to do a little bit more film stuff. Like, I'd even go as far as like, I'd love to do like commercials and shit like that, and just really bust out my creative side, because that's something that I haven't done so much in the last year. Since I became self-employed, a lot of my creativity I've suppressed. I've been so focused on my other business that I do, and really just trying to figure shit out, that I haven't focused on me. I really haven't. So that's a big thing that I'm doing, is just kind of focusing on myself in a not a selfish way or a like an egotistical way, but really like understanding the fact that I'm 25 going on 26 now, and there is so much time that I have left, but at the same time, I don't have a lot of time. Right. So I want to make that shit matter, and I want to be fulfilled, and I want to be able to look back 40, 50, 60 years from now and look back and be happy with what I did, and know that at the end of the day, I did what I wanted to do, and I made my life, and I did the things that made me happy and actually provided something to the world. And I think a big portion of that is me being creative and doing more like photography, film work. And I need to spend a little bit more time playing music. I haven't even picked up my guitar in like 2 months, because I've just been so focused on other stuff. But I kind of really honed in and realized that that's what makes me happy. That's when I feel like I am utilizing my presence in the world the most, is when I'm creating something. I just love it so much. I get so like excited and pumped up to make anything. That's why, like, sorry all y'all, you'll never see this video, but I made a cool video that was kind of like just for the three of us, and that's why like I sent it to you guys right away, because it was like the dopest thing in the world. I was so excited about it. Like, it was like my favorite edit that I ever did, and it wasn't even like I was intending to ever post it or anything. I literally was just like, I want to make something, and I made it. And because I just did something I wanted to do, not as an obligation, not for financial reasons, nothing. It was literally just, I wanted to do this because
you're honing in your skill.
Yeah,
you know, so that's like what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm having a lot of fun doing this, and I'm just really having way. Yeah, and I'm having a lot of fun. Like, just learning different. I mean, not just learning different shit, but just like getting better. Like, every single podcast, I learn something different. Please let me know in the comments about the audio quality. I'm trying my best to get this shit as crispy as I can. But yeah, bro, like, I hear what you're saying. Like, it's about the journey way more than it is about like the goal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because tomorrow ain't promised. So if we trip on like the goal, like regardless if you make it or not, you're gonna be pretty disappointed when you hit Judgment Day. You know what I'm saying? If you tripping on the goal. But if you fall in love with the process, if you fall in love with the creativity, if you fall in love with the grind, like I'm doing right now, like it don't matter where, no matter where I'm at in life, bro. Yeah, I got you. But yeah, no matter where I'm at in life, I'm gonna be good, because every single day I spend finding that silver lining, having a good day, and pushing myself either a little or a lot closer to the happiness that I want. Not just success, because I want success. Like of course everybody want the big shit and want money and want a whole, you know what I'm saying, be able to do what you want to do, you know what I'm saying? But that is a dream. They call it a dream because it is a byproduct. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, or a byproduct. You know what I'm saying? Something that like you just either gotta have it to even. You gotta have it to have it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I wish
you can want it all you want to.
More because money really is only a byproduct of doing something that you absolutely love or you.
It's a means between goods and services. At the end of the day,
it's literally you pick between good and evil. It's like you're either gonna do something you really love or you're gonna do something you really hate. But either way, you have to get the currency. But the currency is only means to more opportunities and more options, you know.
Exactly.
I think people get caught up like the currency is the end goal, but the currency is just like the second step to unlocking the door to what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. I was actually just thinking about some of the things that you had said over the last few days. So it really comes down to making, again, like I said, just making those decisions. And at the end of the day, I think a lot of people forget that as humans as a whole, we're meant to be like, we're meant to learn. Like I said, that's like, I really started to focus and learn that about myself. Like, I don't ever want to stop learning. Think about it. I mean, that's the reason we're not in caves anymore, is because we wanted to learn. We wanted to invent, we wanted to create, and we wanted to make things and get better and advance.
That's why we got rid of the dinosaurs.
Are you sure it's like, yo, I'm tired of getting ate. Came down and impregnated us. I watch Ancient Aliens. I know what's really going on.
But like, that's one of the biggest tragedies that I see happen so often, is people forget that. Is a lot of the times you see people learn for the first 18 years of their life, and then they spend the next 50 years of their life living the same day over and over. And I think that's where people lose their fulfillment, is not learning. You need to be able to do that every single day. Like, that's what I've made that a point for the last few weeks, is every single day I want to learn something new. No matter what it is. It could just be a new word. Like, I just want to learn every single day.
I will tell you the key though, because everybody do learn every day. They learn every day. Because most people, if you tell most people who gonna hear this, gonna be like, yeah, I do the same thing. No, you don't.
Yeah, no.
Here's the difference. The difference is in the quality of what you are learning. Because technically, because of what we, cell phones and TV or whatever, you're technically learning shit all day, every day. You learn about what the fuck the Kardashians are doing. You're learning about who got the hottest this, or who got the hottest record, or who got the hottest clothes. You're learning a lot of different stuff all day. But the quality of what you're learning, most people don't realize, is the stuff that give you anxiety and depression. You're not bettering the quality of what you learn. What I'm learning is stuff that I can monetize. I'm learning stuff right now that, real skills. I'm learning stuff. Yes, I'm learning stuff that even if no one else like what I'm doing, I know I like what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm learning stuff that can take me further than where I live and further than what I know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Most people, they get that feeling of learning, but they learning bullshit all day, every day. And you could tell just from by the average conversation from the most basic people in the grocery store or wherever you at, you just be like, wow, all you know is like sports and reality TV. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what do you do as a person? How are you connected to society?
Well, outside of your work,
that's what I'm saying. And that too, like when you go to work, when you clock into your 9 to 5, most people who work in a basic, they clock in and out. The conversations they having every day is just regurgitated shit they've saw on TV or something, and they're not bettering themselves. I mean, and of course I'm generalizing. I'm not talking about everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the vast majority of people. They just literally regurgitating whatever they see all day, every day. They get into these depressions and anxiety fits, and it's like, yo, if you just change the quality of what you're learning. I'm not saying that you got to stop watching TV, but maybe you should watch more documentaries. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much where I'm on right now.
See, I can agree with the overall message, but what I would say is I don't think they are learning. There's a difference between learning and knowledge. See, you can get knowledge about anything. but whether you're actually learning or not, because I could use that from my own experiences. I was a store manager in a shoe store for 5 years, and I thought that I was getting better and better and better, and I look back at those times and I'm like, no, I was the same exact store manager on year 1 that I was when I quit. I didn't learn anything. I literally went through, it felt like I learned stuff. It felt like I had new things come up and I was handling different shit, but I really wasn't learning. I wasn't learning anything. I was just going through the motions. I was living the same day of my life over and over and over again. There was nothing different. I woke up, I went to work, I dealt with the shit, I came home, I medicated, went to sleep, was miserable, did the same thing. Waited for my 1 day off the week. That's it. And that's the problem, is so many people do that. Even if I'm not saying that every single person in the world needs to like quit your fucking job and go do the shit, because we need jobs. Yes. Like, but if you're doing something, make sure that you're doing something that is challenging you. You're learning, whether you're a bagger at a grocery store or whether you're working up to become a CEO at a Fortune 500 company or some shit. I don't care. You need to make sure that every single day you are different than you were the day before. And that's the thing that people lose. And I think that's why people have so many problems with anxiety, depression, and mental illness, because I had that. I lived that for so long. Like, we're coming up on about a year since all that really dark shit happened in my life last year. And that really humbled and taught me some of those things, that I really needed to be constantly working on myself. Every single day, no matter what, my only goal needs to be is, how can I do a little better and be a little different than I was the day before? And that's what most people don't realize. And in the process of me doing that, I won't say I've beaten any of my mental illnesses. I've put them in their place. I still get anxiety like crazy. I still have I have depression like episodes and shit, but the difference is, through learning about myself, I know how to handle them well. They don't happen as often. Yeah, they don't happen as often. Like, they don't last as long.
Yeah, it's like, for me, it's like I go through the exact same stuff I've been going through, but the difference is I'm aware.
You're not the same person that you were when that shit was controlling you.
Yeah, I'm aware.
That's the difference.
And that's like step one, just being aware. Like, if I'm tripping, if I'm having anxiety, if I feel like I'm just being super irritable about my situations or circumstances, I take a second, step back and say, okay,
you have a choice.
I have a right to be upset. I have a right to be uncomfortable. But at the same time, things will be better if I focus. So let me do what I got to do. Because you're right. It was at a time, I was at a point in my life, I think all three of us went through this, or even goes through this every now and again, where it's like, you doing everything you need to do and you're supposed to do for yourself, but you don't feel like the outcome. Yeah, no fulfillment. You feel like the outcome of all the energy you put out isn't getting reciprocated. And then
fill up people's cup with the empty cup.
And and then you upset at yourself and the world when you could have, that's what I'm saying. I'm at a point where I'm in love with the journey. Yeah. So regardless, if I make it, I take the trophy, I shine it, and I'm happy with it. And I show everybody I got one. But if I don't make it, it's okay. I use it as a learning experience and try again.
I'm gonna show everybody my scars and bruises.
Yep.
Yeah,
because those look dope too. When you got a big ass, when you see somebody with a big scarf across their face, no matter how they got it, that's some gangster shit. I don't care. Even if they was like a punk and got it on some fuck shit, the fact that they survived it, make you respect them.
Man, shout out to Yamcha, man. Y'all always disrespecting my boy Yamcha. He got hella scars on his face.
I have no idea what that is.
Yamcha, man.
What?
You're a good supporting character.
Put
you
me
got
on.
Cool hair.
I don't know what that is.
Dragon Ball Z. Bro, we gotta kick you out
we can't even get into
on.
that because it's already 45 minutes. So Fernando wants to seek more inner peace.
Look.
You know, he wants to do more things that fulfill him. And Doug wanted to expand his little business. Doug wants to expand his skills in the photography realm. He's going to be filming a full-length feature film about
my dick,
my life. Wait for it, guys.
Definitely not his dick.
In theaters everywhere.
Yeah, because you would have to do a motherfucking 5-part series on my shit.
Oh my god.
And me, I didn't even say what. Did I say anything yet?
No, you didn't. Spend a quick 5 minutes. Real quick, briefly.
Listen,
briefly,
I'm an expert, bro. I've been on this planet forever. Listen, I'm like a tortoise. I want to do 3 things this year. I want to move to paradise. I want to have a baby. and I want a 90s BMW. And I know for a fact I'm getting...
That's what's up. We already know what we want, but what we was talking about in this podcast is what we're going to do different this year.
No,
what are you going to do different this year?
What I'm saying is I know one of those things is going to happen, and all three of those things are different. So I'll leave you guys with that. You could figure out which one of these things is going to happen. Don't say nothing. Chill, y'all. Chill. Don't lean up to the mic.
You about to be busted raw out here?
Chill.
You'll be hitting, you know what I'm saying?
This is family. We're trying to get, what's it called? Little Hugs to sponsor us, bro.
Okay, I'm going to say it different. You trying to be
Little
seasoning
Hugs
them
barrel
guts?
fruit juice. We need the sponsorship for the barrel fruit juice with the foil on top. Thank you very much.
Shout out.
No, but this year, just the difference is just Epyon Royal, really. We're just putting everything on, like, the top 10 quality, you know? Like, best tags, best shirts, better printing, more cohesive branding. That's really, like, the change, mostly, that I'm making. But it's not really the like, change. Like, I don't really even think I'm making a change in, I don't think I'm making a change in my fundamentals or, like, what I've claimed that I've wanted. I think I'm just going to make a decision this year and just change everything besides what makes me me and what my, like, work ethic is like. Because to be honest, I don't really know too many people that I hear what they talk about in their daily work routine and feel like, oh, I'm glad I don't do that. I think, oh man, I could be done by 4 p.m. and you know what I'm saying? So like, that's never gonna change, but you know, my surroundings might change. I'm going, like, all this work I've been doing these past couple years, like, I'm going to have something that I could show for it, you know? Like, all this effort that I've been putting into myself and the business, I'll be able to say, oh, look, here, we're back on track. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's nothing really different. It's just kind of holding more, but like more so just going back to holding myself to the standards that I always held myself to.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
That might have deviated, you know.
You really more like honing in on what you know works and what you know is really what's important, as opposed to like spreading yourself out too thin and just like doing all this extra random stuff trying to appease everybody. You really just like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to what I know is what EpyonRoyal is and what works.
Well, yeah, and it's like I'm more just doubling down on the things that I know I'm good at and the things that I don't want to do and things that I do want to do. I'm not second guessing myself when I execute on anything, whether it's printing something or making a decision or paying for something. I don't second guess any of that, and really I don't do anything. I'm not apologetic about anything. And really, when you live your life and you don't have to feel like you apologize, it's like the whole last year is almost like I started every text off with sorry, you know. And I haven't even really said that this year much at all, unless I like made a mistake or something, whatever. Right. But
unless you mean just, you know,
like just not being apologetic and doing what you want, because realistically, if you get 100 years on this planet, your first 21 years is probably dictated by your parents, your teachers, co-workers, whatever. And then what happens to the other 75 if you're lucky? Like I started early, you know. I started my business, I started Epyon Royal at 18, and I had businesses before that just weren't businesses. Mowing lawns, shoveling snow, buying, selling Pokemon cards and all of that. I've always been doing stuff like this. But for me, it's just kind of going back to square one, fundamentally, not in execution, not in scale, and not in like my numbers or anything like that, but fundamentally just go back to what I know, instead of trying to like throw everything at the wall and hope it sticks. You know what I'm saying? That's why I decided to not really launch the Subdivision Cookies business publicly, like making product and stuff this year, because, you know, we just got I was developing the idea for that business at the end of last year, like towards the end of the season, but like I don't know, I feel like we just figured a few things out at the end of the year that we could put into this year, and my energy and money would be just better spent doing that, you know, not half-stepping for EpyonRoyal, just like all the way stepping in, and not only just like full stepping, but like stepping into my punch and like standing on my 2 feet and you know, don't let people boss you around.
Right.
If you want to be somewhere, be somewhere. If you don't, don't. Because when you do that and you live that lifestyle, I think you have better results in your personal life. I think you're happier, and for me at least, I should say. And I feel more fulfilled when I tell somebody like, no, I'm not doing that. You could pay full price, or no, we don't want to be a part of this event, or no thank you, or whatever. It's like I find more enjoyment out of the things I turn away because they don't align with what I want in my life, even if I could make a lot of money. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a decision you got to make, and nobody made that decision for you.
Right.
Yeah, so nothing really is
integrity.
Changing. The only thing that's changing this year is my ISP.
What that mean?
And with that, guys,
what's up?
End the podcast. Hey, we already went way past 30 minutes, so this is another
it's all right.
podcast. If you guys know what ISP means, just put it in the comments for Fernando. We don't need to tell these two.
You know, I'm slow. I'm gonna Google it.
Try not to burp on the mic, y'all. I'm trying to be polite. I would personally like to thank you guys for tuning in to this very meta, fake deep. No, I'm kidding. We're just, you know, this is the kind of conversations we have all the time when we're trying to brainstorm and just be uplifting and not get crushed by the world. So we figured we'd just kind of let you guys into our stream of consciousness. If it sucked, let us know. If it's cool, let us know. You know. Anyways, guys, got anything to say?
Nope. Bye. I love y'all. Peace.
Bye.
You did.
Bye.
Peace. Hennessy.
Scrap. Big Papa Pump.